Suzanne Bays for that wonderful piano introduction. Welcome everyone to Friendship Village Singers Summer Concert. We're so happy to see you again. When I was looking for a theme for this concert, I thought, what can we do? Okay, I learned how music affects our emotions and our lives. And the music we remember the best are the songs we heard when we were from the ages of 15 to 29 years old. Anybody know that?
15 to 29 years old? You mean dating, graduating, getting married?
Whenever we hear a song from that time, we remember those special times, and we can even feel those emotions all over again.
Really?
I think a lot of village residents right here tonight were 15 to 29 years old from the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, right? Right.
Did you choose music from 3 decades? Wow, that's a lot of songs.
Yes, it is a lot of songs, but I narrowed it down to just a few songs. And I looked at what could we do but #1 Billboard hits from those 30 years.
A Billboard hit? What do you mean? #1 Billboard hit?
A #1 Billboard hit is a song that's played a lot on jukeboxes or radios, and it has the highest record sales. So I chose songs to remember those golden years. Songs that will bring back some memories, old memories, emotions, and I bet some people will be saying to themselves, I've heard that song before.
The clothes, too, like the singers are wearing.
Yes, we also dressed in the 40s, 50s, or 60s, as you can tell from some of our fine singers up here, and I myself am a pink lady.
Tonight, you, the audience, will hear how music of the 40s changed from big bands to 50s rock and roll, and then 60s folk rock.
We'll sing songs going from Bing Crosby to Elvis to the Beatles.
And everyone can sing along, too.
All you have to do is watch for the bouncing musical notes on the screen. That's your invitation to sing along with us.
And I'll share some interesting facts about the fabulous 40s, the nifty 50s, and the hippie 60s.
Are you ready? Yes. I know you're going to say to yourself,
I've heard that song before.
Better
Okay. See, that's a real record label. Every song we sing tonight is a #1 Billboard hit. Every label will include the year, how many weeks it was #1, and the recording artist.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, settle down, recruits. Who here remembers the 1940s? Memories like World War II, Plastic Mills, and Lights Out.
Al, how about the music?
The 40s was swing time. Big bands and crooners like Tommy Dorsey, Frank James, and Frank Sinatra.
Who remembers playing Black Shellac records and old-time hand-crank Victrolas?
Yep, 78 records were still around, but the new, smaller 45 vinyl records changed things.
The 45s and time did change things, but the music can bring back forgotten memories.
Okay, troops, get up. These important facts should jog your memory. The Depression ended. Franklin was president for a 4th term. Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. World War II ended in Europe, and the atomic bomb ended the war in the Pacific.
The Cold War started in 1948.
Who remembers this scene? Did you duck under your desk? Did your dad build a bomb shelter?
But the 40s were the golden age of movies. Did you go on a date, Al? What did it cost to go to the show?
20 cents. In 1944, it only cost 20 cents to go to the movies.
Did you see these popular movies before there was television?
Mrs. Miniver with Greer Garson. Going My Way, starring Bing Crosby. The Red Shoes, featuring Maura Shearer. And Samson and Delilah with Victor Mature and Hedy Lamarr. Some of the biggest stars of the 40s included James Stewart, Katharine Hepburn, and John Wayne.
And don't forget Judy Garland and Meet Me in St. Louis. And we had popcorn and candy at the movies.
Dots and Mike and Ike. Popcorn was a nickel.
And Bazooka bubble gum only cost a penny.
Hot diggity dough. Hey, jarheads, listen up. Bubblegum gets old, but it's the music that lasts.
Here's some great songs to remember. Rum and Coca-Cola by the Andrews Sisters. Sentimental Journey by Doris Day and Les Brown. Pennsylvania 56000 by Glenn Miller Orchestra. Did you notice that most of the 40s songs are big band?
Listen up, you squids. The group just sang I've Heard That Song Before.
That's the theme of our program tonight.
That big band song was Harry James' Billboard #1 hit in 1945 for 12 weeks.
Today we're going to sing Billboard's #1 songs from the 1940s. Swinging on a Star by Bing Crosby in the movie Going My Way. Near You was popular in 1947. And Paper Doll by the Mills Brothers.
I did hurt. All you swabbies, GIs, jarheads, and rookies, pay attention. It's up to you to watch the screen for the rolling Billboard record labels. They introduce the next 3 numbers, 1 songs. My time here is done. You won't hear from me again until 1950. At ease.
One, two, like the country, fishing in the spring. Others like the mountain, somewhere they can dream. Some folks like the city, love to see a show.
Hey, Mac.
What's up, Sid?
I guess I've had $1 million or more.
I guess I've played the doll game over and over.
I just quarreled with Sue. That's why I'm blue. She's gone away and left me just like all dolls do.
I'll tell you, boys, it's tough to be alone. And that's tough to love a doll that's not your own.
I'm through with all of them.
I'll never fall again, because this is what I'll do.
She'll be the
Howdy, folks. Y'all can just call me Al. You like my new lid? It's called a Stetson.
Wow, I sure do like your Stetson, Al. Let's start out with what I think is the most important thing about the 1950s.
TV Westerns. This here's just a few of the top ones. Have Gun Will Travel. It's about a gunfighter for hire in the Old West. Wanted, Dead or Alive. This one tells the story about a bounty hunter who catches criminals. And yes, ladies, that is Steve McQueen. Westerns were popular. By 1959, there were 26 Westerns on television. Yeah, I know, Brenda. You're all about music, not about TV Westerns.
Thanks, Al. I do have a little bit of the 50s music history. In those 10 years, music changed from big bands and the crooners of the 40s to rhythm and blues to pop, then rockabilly, and finally, the birth of rock and roll.
Yep, the 40s was gone. Times was a-changin'. It was the 1950s and TV Westerns.
Okay, I'll admit the news changed the music too.
The 50s' biggest news was the Korean War started in 1950. Swanson introduced frozen TV dinners. Yeah. But the biggest news happened in 1955. The Mickey Mouse Club, Disneyland, and the first McDonald's all opened in 55.
But Al, the most important thing was we discovered credit cards.
Changing the subjects, movies were a big news too. Check out, taking in $85 million, the highest grossing film was The Ten Commandments. Excuse me. It's a movie about an orphan who parts the Red Sea and receives a list of thou shalt do's and thou shalt do nots. Now contrast that with Some Like It Hot. That movie's about an all-girl band hiding a couple of surprises. Men.
And candy and popcorn at the movies?
A movie ticket was 46 cents. You could buy 20 Hershey candy bars for $1. 20 for a cowboy buck. Just 5 cents a piece. Yep. And a bag of movie popcorn was 10 cents.
Wow, highway robbery.
You mentioned changes in music. Put these songs in your saddlebag, Brenda. Yakety yak. Don't talk back. Tutti frutti. A whoop bang boom and a bop bam bam. And a whole lot of shaking going on.
There was a big contrast in the 50s singers too. Just compare the McGuire sisters to Buddy Holly, to Johnny Cash and Ray Charles. The Billboard charts showed who was listening and who bought the music. It was those terrible teenagers with their loud rock and roll who bought the 45s.
Tonight, we lassoed some Billboard #1 hits from the 50s. Lassoed, got that? Lassoed.
Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White by Perez Prado. Good Night Irene by Lead Belly and the Weavers. Poor Little Fool by Ricky Nelson.
Y'all really did listen, partners. Don't forget to look for the rolling record label that introduces each song. So long, cowpokes. Be sure to watch TV Westerns. I'll catch up with you again in 1960s. Oops. Sorry, Wranglers, I forgot one of the biggest hits in the 50s. A certain somebody who sold millions and millions of records.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis is in the building.
You know I can't be found, sit home all alone. If you can't turn around, at least please tell the Lord, don't be cruel. You are that's true. I need you back, for sunshine, wine and sin. Living at the get the past, don't not get to try to live. Don't be cruel. You are that's true. fall. But when I met that little girl, I knew that I would fall. She told me how she cared for me, that we would never part. And so for the very first time I gave away my heart. I played this game with other hearts I never thought I'd see. The day when someone else would play love's foolish game with me.
Bummer. Far out. Can you dig it? Yippee! You can call me Al, your designated hippy-dippy interpreter.
Al, maybe we better explain exactly what is a hippie.
It was the 1960s, the counterculture decade. You know, it was far out, man. It was my favorite. Make love, not war. Hippies, they are the baby boom generation. We started the big movement about peace, love, and individual freedom. You heard about the groovy Woodstock Festival, right? It rained, man. It rained a lot. But it was real music happening, man. Flowers in your hair, loving everywhere.
Were you at Woodstock, Al?
I was a fry, man. The real music happening.
How many of you in here were hippies in the 60s?
Better than that, how many in here are still hippies? Wow, man. Some things just don't change.
Well, here's some things that did change, Al. Rock and roll. Rock and roll changed. The 50s rock and roll was gradually taken over by pop rock, psychedelic rock, blues rock, and folk rock.
Cool it, man. Rock and roll is forever.
Did you get your groove on in the 60s?
Music was everywhere, man. There was music on the radio and the tube. There was music on record players. There were 45s, 78s, and 33 1/3 records. There were live concerts, 8-track cartridges, tape cassettes, and the hip-hop culture had the boombox. Music was everywhere, man.
The 60s had other changes too, like in the news. Al, your memories of the news of the 60s is probably better than mine.
Yeah, I tell it like it was, man. The 60s started with President Kennedy. That dude and his missus was Camelot. Men landed on the moon. That was freaky. We hated the Vietnam War and we messed up the Cuban Missile Crisis. What happened next was awesome. In 1962, the very first Walmart opened in Arkansas, man. In 1967, we crashed the first Super Bowl. Bummer. The dudes from Kansas City lost to the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, sounds like the 60s were the good old, bad old days.
Here's some cool things we loved. Tie-dye. That was dope. Lava lamps. Awesome to watch. Beanbag chairs for the flower children. And music, man. Plenty of music.
Television shot off like a rocket in 1969. Did you know 150 million people watched men land on the moon that year? That was, as you'd say, Al, cool, right?
Yep, cool. We invented the couch potato, you know, lots of TV and lots of snacks. The kids liked the Flintstones. The educated dudes, the Wild Kingdom. Everybody loved The Price is Right.
Come on down!
For science fiction, it was definitely Star Trek. And every Sunday night, it was Ed Sullivan.
What about date night, Al? Did you date?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
The drive-in. Popcorn was 10 cents. My favorite candy bar was 20 cents, and a Coke was still 10 cents. The drive-in, man, it was a cheap date.
What movies did you see?
Psycho. You know, I stopped taking showers because of that movie. The Longest Day. I quote, make peace, not war. Mary Poppins. Now that's making good use of a bumper chute. You know that's an umbrella, right? And my favorite, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Really cool dudes, man.
I bet you had some favorite songs, too.
Sure. I even danced to Billboard #1s like The Twist by Chubby Checker. I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles. I'm a Believer by the Monkees.
Where did the crooners go?
The 60s was about changes, man. The songs were about love, freedom, sexual liberation, and sometimes just silly. Yeah, we were in the groove, man.
Tonight, our 1960s Billboard hit songs are a combination of everything we just told you. They are Hey Jude by the Beatles, that's about love. Downtown by Petula Clark, that's about liberation. I'm Leaving on a Jet Plane by Peter, Paul, and Mary, that's freedom. And Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini, that's just silly.
The next song is Far Out, man. Are you ready for some California rock? Well, slip on your two-piece, load up your surfboard, and grab your towels. We're going to the beach and wipe out!
Song and make it better. Remember to let it into your heart, and you will start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. The minute you let her under your skin, then you can begin to make it better. Don't know when the time you pay attention. We forgot the words. Making so much money, why do you care? For you know, he that, and he that, you know, he can't sing either.
Great.
How is it great? Na 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 na. By that part I can sing. Hey, don't let me down. You have found her. Now go and get her. The minute remember your skin, and you can begin to make it better. So let it out and let it in. Hey Jude, we pray for someone you're looking to perform with. Don't you know that it's you? Hey Jude, you'll do. There's someone in the movement that's going to get her together so we dance. Na 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 na. Hey Jude, don't make it better. Take it like a song and make it better. The minute you let it under your skin, then you can begin to make it better, 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 better. Na 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 na. Hey Jude. Na na na. Hey Jude.
Breaking
60s. Am I right? You've heard those songs before?
Think of all the changes we lived through in those 30 years. Some of us were kids. Some of us were becoming adults. And some of us weren't even a gleam in someone's eye.
It's the music that brings back the memories.
You mean like Bing Crosby, the Beatles, and Elvis?
Yes, we sang #1 hits like Swingin' on a Star by Bing Crosby, Hey Jude by the Beatles, and Don't Be Cruel by our own Elvis Presley.
And I thank you very much.
I knew you'd like these songs, but before we turn the record player off, I'd like to thank the people who shared these fond memories tonight. And I pray I don't forget somebody. First of all, our guest drummer, Jerry Aranda. Our narrator, Al Zeller. Jim Thompson with the script writing and video presentation. Dan Bates and Diane Grant as accompanants. And George, everybody knows George, was Elvis. Ed Shue was a soloist and a speaker. A couple more soloists was Lynette Millis and Ann Leachman. A couple more speakers was Bill Mays and Randy Harnish. And very important to me, assistants that helped me with a lot of stuff. Joan Zimmerman, Rosemary O'Leary, John Nagy, and Sarah Corbett. It was nice exploring the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s with you. With the right music, you either forget everything or you remember everything. I hear you telling yourself, I've heard those songs before. I'm Brenda McCall, and we will begin rehearsing for our upcoming concert in December. We'd love to invite you to come and join us as we rehearse on Mondays at 1:30 right here in this room. So, does anybody sing? I heard you. Yes, it was fun looking back at the memories and the music. But today, it's about us. It's about making new memories today here at the Village. We would like for you to join with us as we sing Those Were the Days. The words are not very hard. The words are law. Thank you all for coming, but don't forget, there are refreshments out there in the hallway, and it goes right along with the 40s, 50s, 60s. It is root beer floats. Yeah.